Good morning, welcome to Morning Review. This is Kim Watson speaking on Tuesday, the 5th of July. So, looking at the euro dollar first, and yesterday we squeezed in yet another up day, trying to close and, well, never quite, I don't think, made it, or it was very, just checking now whether it closed above the, oh, it did. No, it didn't. Trying to close above the monthly pivot there. It's didn't manage to do that, and it's so far sold off since then. Looking at it at the moment, it's just really consolidating. It has got an untouched weekly pivot below, which I'd always like to see hit, because there's always the risk of it being hit. But at the moment, it's put in, well, from an hourly perspective, a slightly more bullish picture. Has managed still to put higher lows in here, and to greater extent higher highs. Not quite made a new high on this recent run into yesterday. We'll see how we run from this morning. At the moment, if it can get through its 21s, well, I'll be more bullish, but at the moment it's below its monthly pivot, a daily pivot. It's weekly pivot above, but below it, but it's erring potentially slightly weaker here. But if we can get, let's say, above that daily pivot and the 21s, well, maybe I'll be looking more of a bullish, or taking a bullish view on it. Cable, poor old cable. It's struggling. Yesterday it did end up with a slight update. It did eventually get in and hit the weekly pivot, and then ran into the 21 yet again, the 4-hourly 21, which seems to be the stopper at the moment. Whereas it's sitting back into the lows from last week there. At the moment it's looking weak. Looking at a 60-minute point of view, well, perhaps those lows may give us some sort of support. Haven't yet caught the daily pivot, so I would like to see this sort of rather harsh trend broken, and maybe then I'll look for the long side. I have had a long bias on cable, which has not always worked out, but has given us some good morning trades. Whether this will do, the problem I have is these 21 moving averages, 34, 50, all sitting in front of before we even get to the daily pivot. Makes it a little bit more difficult this morning, but I'll look at the shorter time frame in due course. I do start getting a little bit more bullish if it breaks its trend line here, but let's face it, we're below the monthly pivot, weekly pivot, daily pivot, and 4-hourly S1 at the moment is looking pretty weak. Dollar yen. Okay, so dollar yen has, the yen has continued to strengthen against the US dollar here, and has subsequently we've seen it moving back down towards its mid pivot on the weeklies here, finding a bit of support into that sort of level. Last week it was trying to put higher lows, higher highs in. At the moment we've gone the opposite way again. We never broke the trend line I was looking for it to do yesterday. Just never made it. Come back, tested the weekly pivot again, and now, well, at the moment it looks like it's pretty much in for a continuation down here. However, has run through its daily S3. Yesterday was a very tight range, so maybe that may be it. However, again, the other factor in there, it got quite oversold in my indicator here, which doesn't mean to say it will absolutely fly up, but there is the potential for it to still recover some part of this, which may in turn give us opportunities to sell into the 21s or something similar, maybe the 34, but certainly the 21s may give us another opportunity for a sell point. Aussie dollar. Well, the Aussie dollar gained pretty much well yesterday. It's looking a bit iffy now, particularly on this 4-hourly bar. We saw sort of what was looking like a bit of a hammer, but then we've got this shooting star going into the new high, which is looking relatively weak there. It diverged. It didn't actually diverge because the RSI had already sold completely off, or moved completely off by the time low. It fired up and now is looking relatively weak here. A continued breakdown of this price level here. In fact, if we draw the trend line across the lows here, a breakdown of this may see it coming back down to sort of find support at the S1. So we're seeing a bit of dollar strength as we run through these markets, potentially apart from the Aussie, the dollar yen, which just seeing money running back to safety. Okay, Canadian dollar once again, bit strengthened again yesterday. Let's just bring the oil price up so you can see it. Oil didn't really strengthen at all yesterday. It was in a downward day, and it's just really that the US dollar softened more than anything else yesterday, by looks of things. And well, oil's consolidated, and it's still in that consolidation phase at the moment. But if anything, easing down, which would put pressure for the CAD to move upwards. And there is that potential we could start breaking this 4-hourly trend, which has been quite strong over the last few days. We have got a weekly pivot above us, but it seems a long way away at the moment. But if the price of oil was to start falling off, it'd make it a lot easier to see that hit. At the moment, to get bullish, I really would like to see it break through its 50 MA. It's always struggled with, I say always, but it's struggled with this for some time. It closed above it for a short term, then sold almost next bar straight off again. If you can get back above that 50 and maybe make a close, I'll be looking more bullish. But otherwise, got to really edge towards the sell side, but no signal at the moment. Right, that's pretty much it for me. News-wise today, I must mention the news. We had some poor retail sales, and the trade balance wasn't particularly good for the Australian dollar, hence the spike in price action we saw at 230 there. We've got, we also had the cash rate come in as expected in Australia. Reserve Bank of Australia left rates as they were at 1.75. We've got services PMI, important data coming out this morning for the UK, although yesterday's construction PMI was viewed as important and it was the first negative one. This services PMI is so much more important because it's a large part of the GDP, so we'll be watching this very closely at 9:30. Following on from that, at 10:30 we've got the financial stability report, and then at 11 o'clock the Governor Carney speaks regarding that. So we've got some volatility expected between 9:30 and 11:30, as all the all the speakers and the reports. So following on 3 o'clock, we've got factory orders in the US. Not a big mover, and that's pretty much here. Up until 7:30, we've got the FOMC member Dudley speaking, although we won't be trading at that point, so I'm not too fussed. Okay, that's it for me. I hope you have a great one. Bye for now.